any question, any kind of question.
I'm having a difficulty finding the balance between the precept and my own integrity and honesty with myself. For example, if somebody asked me, what do you think about our president-elect? I'm not sure if I could find something good to say or just keep my mouth shut. And even if I could find something good, I wouldn't feel comfortable with myself because that wouldn't be what I really think. I'm not sure if I'm coming across. Yeah. So there's this, okay, be sweet outside and not to say anything, but actually, are we allowed to express our honest opinion?
Yeah, we have in our practice we have what we call skillful way to handle this kind of situation. So if someone would ask me what I think about coming president, I would say, you already understand. But, most of the time, it is enough. Because it's true, everybody understands. Well, there's nothing to talk about, really. So you can be honest, but it doesn't mean you are not sweet. The most important is to be honest with yourself, of course. But use a skillful way to express your honesty when you interact with other people. It's an art, it's not an easy thing, because we have feelings, we have emotions. If you take care of that, if you work with that, and if you have clear direction, if you think about other people, and you care about other people, and you don't want to create a bad feeling and bad atmosphere and just complaining and criticizing, it's not creative, it doesn't change anything. So be honest and be creative.
Am I supposed to speak?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. My mom is having surgery, minor surgery, in a few days. So I'm staying at their house for her recovery for maybe a week or so, and then going back to Providence Zen Center. My brother's visiting right now too. My mom's having she seems really depressed and really, like she's really suffering a lot. And so yeah, I have this weird kind of thing with her where I can't really, I feel uncomfortable approaching her. Like I go sit down and I can tell that she's crying. She doesn't want me to know, and then I just kind of pretend not to notice and just sit there. And but eventually I have to go back upstairs, and eventually I have to leave because otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. And my brother's leaving, and she's going to be kind of by herself and bedridden. And I don't know if I can do anything for her, and if I can do anything for her, I don't know if I'm willing to do it for her, or willing to endure the discomfort that we would both feel. And I don't know if it helped, all these things, but So my question is, you know, so many people need help of various kinds, and we can give it to them. But I guess, I don't know. How do I reconcile that?
Yeah, so now you're here. You don't need to think about that. The less you think about that, the better. Don't prepare yourself for something. When you meet the situation, you will know how to respond. If you are thinking, what shall I do? What is the best way? How can I handle this? And there is more thinking and more thinking. Then you're less clear. You cannot handle the situation because you have all this thinking and you have all those ideas and concepts. How should I respond? How should I be as a good daughter, somebody who can help? We have idea about help, but true help really means to let go of all idea and just in the moment respond the best way you can. So we practice just being in the moment. This moment clear, the next moment also clear. If this moment is not so clear, the next moment too, not clear. Don't try to be perfect. You know, Buddha said the biggest suffering is trying to be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yeah.
I've noticed almost a theme so far on the questions that's made me a little bit curious, and it's about honesty and authenticity, I think. Responding genuinely and yourself, and I'm also hearing things like don't say bad things about others, and it seems kind of mechanical. I realize now that I'm still forming my question, but I was wondering about your thoughts on honesty, how it all comes together.
I think I already mentioned, you know, the most important is to be honest with yourself. Don't cheat yourself. We also say, don't make anything. Like, oh, I am this, I am that. We have all these images about ourselves. What I was in the past, what I am now, what I will be in the future. How do other people see me? How do I express myself? How do I present myself? But no, it's just, those are just concepts. And concepts, you know, you're changing. You have good day, you have good impression about yourself. You feel like, oh yeah, everybody smiling at me. I'm a nice person. Yeah. The next day you don't feel so good. And you think, now I'm really hopeless. So if you're brave enough to face that, to confront that, yeah, maybe that's all. Maybe I'm hopeless. And that's okay too. I met this nice guy who is smiling to everybody. Yeah, that is a nice image, right? But the other image, oh, I'm hopeless. It's not a very nice image. So, but still, just images. Who is there? Who is it? Who is having those ideas, and images, and concepts about oneself? So you know, with our practice, we try to do that. We try to return to before thinking, before idea, before concept. We try to return to zero over and over. Only then you can be honest. Only then you can be authentic. Only then you can connect to what's beyond all of that, what we produce in our mind, what we create in our mind. And only then, if you return to zero, if you return, we say, don't know, only then you are on the right path to liberation, actually. This is most important. Otherwise, if you cannot do that, then the ego is always in charge, is dominating, is making something, covering something which you don't want to see.
I found that like every day, like a big portion of the problems that I have and other people around me have, a big root of the problem is miscommunication, people thinking too quickly, speaking too quickly, acting too quickly. And I find that another big thing is people are not well versed in the vocabulary of even their home language. I see often there's misinterpretations because people aren't selecting the words carefully or listening to what people are saying and actually taking it by definition. And I feel like that's a big problem, and I'm kind of looking for like ways to sort of combat it, but in a peaceful way, because it's just like a giant problem, people miscommunicating and then people having to try to recover from it, and people, for example, I might say something, somebody takes it the wrong way, they try to come at me some type of way, I'm trying to be peaceful and explain to them, but you know, they might try to continue to attack me or take it a certain way. But I'm trying to ask me like, what a better way of divvying around that is, like getting through to people when they've miscommunicated at you. Obviously, I can fix that, you know, by taking my time with it. But like, I'm more asking about like when people mishear me.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. So try to listen. So many people have so much to say, but only a few listen. Try to listen, and then if you really listen and you're clear and focused, then you can really open your mouth with something, pointing at something, like acupuncture, you know, really pointing at something important, meaningful, not like da 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 da. I'm so intelligent, I'm so great, I have so much knowledge, I know everything. You know. Because it's like idea and presentation on top of presentation. Who is better? Who knows more? Who can express oneself, you know, in a more clever and more interesting way. Like the competition is taking place constantly in this world, and nobody benefits from that. And the feeling is exactly, everybody has this feeling what you have, frustration. Oh, nobody listens to me. I was trying to really communicate and express something, but nobody connects with me. Everybody has the same feeling. So yeah, we're here to listen. To listen, and then when you open your mouth, just be precise. And then they can benefit. They can catch up something. No, somebody was. I'm sorry.
Could you talk a little bit about, so Paul was talking about the sixth precept, not talking about the faults of others, but then also seeing all of the injustice in the world historically and in the modern day, and like, you know, our role to kind of use our power of language to stand up against bad things that other people are doing, but also be true to that sixth precept, can be a little confusing sometimes.
Yeah, so we need to be clear, what is our job? You are a practitioner, you are a Dharma teacher. So, what is your job? We don't take refuge in political machinery because it is changing constantly. It's shifting. We take refuge in Buddha and Dharma and Sangha. This is our path. Buddha is our potential, the awakened potential. And Dharma is the path of awakening. And Sangha is a very clear inspiration to wake up. So, no, everybody has their job. And it doesn't mean you are not engaged in what is happening in this world. Just the opposite. The ways are different. And so many people already expressing anger, frustration, and injustice, and all of that. But sometimes, silence is more powerful than eloquent speech. So our job is to turn this light. We all have a light. We need to turn the light on. Especially in those not the very bright times. We need more light, and we have ways to do that. So many people they don't have that. Meditation and working with the mind. Brings this light, turns this light on, and enlightens this world. So we can influence people in some other way, not discussing, not talking. There's enough of discussion.
Yeah, we often hear that it takes a long time to get a human life, that you have to be reborn many times, and that you're really lucky to have this human life, and you should make the most of it. But we also, there's another teaching about there's no birth and there's no death, and it's all, one continuum. So, are they both true?
Are you alive now?
I think so.
Right. That is most important.
Are you human?
Yeah, you see, like Buddha, he never answered this kind of question. Metaphysical question. Where is the beginning? Where is the end? Is there life, continuation, and its continuum, or death is continuum? He never answered this kind of question. He said those questions are like a man who got shot with an arrow. So instead of taking this arrow out, remove the arrow, he's thinking, who could shoot me? What kind of arrow? Is it a poison? Am I going to die from this poison? All this kind of thinking. So, remove the arrow.
I have a question. So, how do I find something I lost? Like, when I was in high school, I loved my major. I loved where I was going. I was a programmer, and then I went to college, and I loved it. But something happened when I was in college, and I never got to graduate, and I lost, I guess, all my expertise and skills in it, and I'm struggling like every day just to like read a page or study at all. It's like, it feels like it's way too much work for me right now.
Take a break.
I've been on a break for a while, you know. It's like, it feels like it's been piling on my shoulders, you know. It's like, I can't look away from it.
So the question was, what was the question?
How do I find, I guess, like, my passion again?
So come to our center. Come for practice.
Okay.
Wake up every morning and we do 108 bows every morning. So try some meditation and keep this question. How do I find my passion? But don't think about the answer. Don't try to find solution with your intellectual thinking.
Okay.
Only keep this question. It's the same question as what is life, what is death? Where is my passion? And then return to before thinking. You return to before thinking with this question, and this before thinking will hear your problem. And come to Zen Center. It's very difficult to do it by yourself. We all need support. We all need each other. Especially at the beginning, it's very difficult to If you can, just move in, live in Zen Center. That's the best way. Then you will have support from other residents. I mean, no choice. You have to wake up in the morning. No matter if you feel like it or you don't feel like it. And you will do it, you will do it, you will do it, and you will see how you are transforming, how your hindrances, obstacles, they weaken, and then some life, some passion. You will gain some passion, some life, become more alive again. I don't know any other way. This is really the best medicine we can get in this world. You just have to try. Buddha said, I have all kinds of medicine for all kinds of sickness, but I cannot take it for you. You have to take it. So take this medicine every day. It will cure you, guaranteed. For thousands of years it cured so many people from all kinds of diseases. So it will cure you. The only problem is just doing it, being patient, persevere, doing it every day without checking, am I getting better, am I getting something, or am I not getting anything? Because it takes time, you know. Above all the projects we have, the enlightenment project is a long one. So we need patience. We need to persevere. You try to listen and come as often as you can.
You mentioned a couple of times beyond thinking. I hear it all the time. I have no idea what it is. And if I don't know, how can I ever get there? Can you please explain in like layman's words, what do you really mean by that?
So who are you?
Don't know.
Don't know. Correct. That is before thinking.
But these are just words. I just answer because I know the answer.
You do know, don't you?
Well, I know what to say. Yeah, I don't know the
So
answer.
it's not, it's
I
of
know what to
course,
say.
it's not about the words. The words don't know, it's closest to it. It is maybe you, I'm sure you had this kind of experience in your life, seeing some beautiful sunset, when your mind stops for a moment, there's no thinking, only, wonderful. Or you were shocked with some scene, you see something is happening. When you saw who win the election, there was this shock. No thinking. Big shock. This is before thinking. It's this experience of mind not making something. Mind is it's working all the time, right? It's a mind job. But sometimes it's possible and that's what meditation is all about. It's possible to cut through all this thinking. Connect to your original self. I know it's all words and you hear these words all the time. But you have to experience it, that is the point. Otherwise it's only talking. I'm aware of that. But there is no other way I can That's all I can do. We have these retreats, soon, 1.5 days. Not much, but still, even for this short retreat, you can experience something. At least some glimpse into possible, when there is the moment, quiet moment, and the small self is just not dominating, and you have this space which is empty. Yeah, so that is already a mistake, this whole talk is a mistake. Because the aim of Zen practice is not to explain the mystery, it's to encourage the wonder. So, okay, but stop talking. To encourage the wonder. Yeah, please come and practice with us. Come and give yourself a chance to experience. We are much more than small, busy, very busy, overwhelmed and worried and tired self, the way we feel quite often. We are much more than that. We have a chance to experience that. Once you experience that, your direction is very clear. You know where you're going. Our mind can, sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small, sometimes it's bright, sometimes it's dark. It's okay. But once you know where you're going, once you know there is something bigger than all of that, then you continue. Once you experience that, and you don't want to lose it, because there is nothing more interesting in this world, and nothing more valuable in this world. And you cannot rely on anything. You cannot rely even on this body. It's changing. So it's our job, to find this one pure and clear thing. So thank you very much for coming. Hope to see you again.
Thank you both so much for